Oh, you just pressed play on This Week with Drunk Astrology. My name is Graham Breitenstein. I'm your astrologer and the creator of Drunk Astrology. If you're looking for someone to make astrology make sense to you and for you, well, my friend, you have come to the right place. Here on this podcast, we discuss the weekly cosmic weather. And when we break it down, we break it down. I believe that astrology can be used as a tool to inform your daily decisions and enhance your day-to-day life. So if you're ready to have a hell of a lot of fun with astrology, make some strategic decisions, and to just keep it real, well, that journey starts right now. Hello, Astro lovers, and welcome to the week of November 21st through the 27th, 2022. This is the podcast for the week of Thanksgiving here in the U.S., and there is certainly a lot to be grateful for this week, a lot to give thanks to, and a lot to express gratitude towards. And we're going to talk about it. On the cosmic front, we have Sagittarius season beginning. So happy birthday to all the Sages in the listening audience. We also have the Sagittarius new moon, which does ring the bells, make the drums, takes us out of eclipse season, which is the huge sigh of relief that we have all been waiting for. We're going to talk about it. We also have at the end of this podcast the self-care of the week, which is definitely one you are not going to want to miss because it is spicy, it is yummy, it is delicious, and you're going to want a lot of it. And because we are getting into the sharp shooting season of Sag, I also have profane affirmations at the end of this podcast. You're not going to want to miss them because not one jumped out of the deck when I was shuffling. Two jumped out of the profane affirmation deck. So that's going to get you in alignment. But also, if you are someone that listens to this podcast with little ones around, when by the time we start talking at the end of this podcast, I'll make sure to announce it. But you're going to want to either put them in the other room, you're going to want to muffle their ears because these affirmations are very, very profane. I'm giving you the forewarning, and sometimes I drop little bombs here and there, but for the most part, I keep it clean on the podcast. But this week, and for Sagittarius season, we're going to bring the profane affirmations in. They're a fun oracle deck that I just absolutely love, as is the self-care deck. I shuffle every single week. I've been doing that practice for the last few weeks now. I hope that that's been helping you and guiding you. But the profane affirmations are how I end every single reading now. So whether you are in person at an event, whether you are a reading on Zoom in person, whether you are one of my reading subscribers, you know that every single week, this is how we end the reading now. And they are the perfect little cherry on top to the icing of the 5-layer cake that we build and create in our readings. Woo, baby. All right, so that's a good overview of the week. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of what's happening. We have Mercury and Venus conjoining this week. We start the week with this conjunction between Mercury, who is our communication planet. Our thoughts, our ideas, exchanging those ideas, thought patterns, thought systems, everything that has to do with our thinking mind and our willingness to verbalize what we're thinking, meeting up with Venus, the love goddess. She's all about values. She's all about beauty and art and creation. So when Mercury and Venus meet up together, it's a little sweet. It can be a little sweet nothing, a little dose of dopamine. This here happening in Sagittarius is definitely a dose of optimism. It's growth, it's expansion. But I actually want to encourage you this week, even though we are entering this season of Sagittarius, so we're leaving the fixed swamp water of Scorpio, right? We have been to hell and back. It has been deep. It's been mysterious. Secrets have been revealed because we're also in eclipse season. There have been a lot of revelations, a lot of things exposed that were happening behind the scenes or happening in the dark, that whether, sometimes it's us, sometimes it's others, but we've had to look at our stuff. since October 9th, when eclipses first began. The season of eclipses began under the Aries full moon on October 9th, and they're finally coming to a close this week. But because we're ending such a potent and powerful phase and entering Sagittarius, but it's the beginning, I think we need to take a little time to be introspective. This Mercury-Venus conjunction is lovely energy to ask yourself what and who matters most. And be honest with yourself. Okay, this is just such a sweet conjoining, but they are in Sag, which is all about truth-telling. And it's all about processing the truth of your situation, the truth of your relationships, the truth of evaluating your goals in a relationship or just with yourself. So also this day, we have the only day this week that the node is direct. So anything, and it's the top of the week of a holiday here in the States. So if you're going to put any kind of pitch out or proposal or share an idea, some kind of creation, Monday's the day to do it. Because the rest of the week, astrologically, they're just so vital for introspection, and everyone that's going to be gearing up to, whether you're making a turkey or whether you're making faux turkey, whatever you're doing, if you are celebrating Thanksgiving, if you are coming together with found family, with your genetic family, however you're going to celebrate, if you are, once we get into Tuesday, we're going to start getting into like prep mode. But cosmically speaking, we're actually having this invitation to go introspective. So Monday's the day to really just do that last little shoot, this last little push out. And I want you to speak from the heart. I want you to speak with love first, whether it's business, whether it's personal, whether it's just within yourself. It doesn't have to be a personal or romantic relationship or business relationship. This could be something to yourself. Align yourself, align your thinking mind, align your thoughts with your values. And then later this week, you actually have a great opportunity to voice those things, to say them out loud, to share them. So the first half of the week, I'm really going to encourage you to go introspective, to kind of slow down the pace a little bit. Sag is really a great energy to pick up, and everything ramps up, and it's all about travel and opportunity. It's definitely a dose of truth serum, but abundance and growth and light, that is the energy. But because we are ending this really wild phase of eclipses, I think we all need a second to get our bearings again. And so I want you to use this top of the week, this Monday, as a day to just say, who do I want to grow with? And how do I want to grow together? That's like the perfect way of using this Mercury-Venus conjunction. So I'm going to encourage you to, and whatever opportunities come up, whatever comes up for you, that you don't have any control over or whatever, you seize that opportunity, you seize the moment. But to be intentional with this energy, I say go introspective first. Come the second half of this week, then I'm going to encourage you to actually put words to what you're thinking on Monday about your values, about who and what matters to you most, and the honest conversation that you have with yourself. That's what I think is the best way to use this energy on Monday. How can I get clear with myself, be honest and truthful with myself first about my values, my belief systems, and who and what matters most to me? And then later in the week, you'll let it out. Now, let's just talk about eclipses coming to an end. This is a huge deal, but I will just preface this by saying eclipses can take a while to come down from. They are hyper volatile energies. And that doesn't mean every single day of your life is crazy, but it's such a wild and unpredictable energy that is why I say do less, receive more during this time. So now that we hit the Sag new moon on Wednesday, November 23rd, and we get this bright light, this bright optimistic moment to manifest again. Yes, you heard me right. You finally get to set intentions again. You finally get to manifest again. But first, I want to just ask you to look back to October 9th through November 23rd. What's changed? how has your life landscape different than it was pre-October 9th? So before you get to any manifesting or intention setting, I want you to refamiliarize yourself to your new landscape. Focus in the first half of the week on finding your footing again. This has been a rocking and rolling season. And that's almost a full 2 months of volatility, a wild ride. And this isn't all to say, some of you have had phenomenal eclipses and really forward moving, and you kind of didn't feel ready for what was thrown at you. On a positive note, on a positive side, it's growth potential, and just looking at a lot of different parts of your life depending on where eclipses fall in your chart. And now you got to get your bearings again. You got to reestablish your foundation. So good, bad, or ugly, with your eclipses from October 9th through November 23rd, I want you to use the first half of the week to just refamiliarize yourself. Get reacquainted with your surroundings. Take a look at your pocketbook. Take a look at your accounts. Take a look at your relationships. These are all the things that Taurus Scorpio axis, these are the things that it rules. So that's what it's doing. That's what it's activating in all of us. But then depending on where it falls in your chart, then that's when you look at, okay, I got to reestablish my financial stability or my relationship stability when it comes to my personal endeavors, my business, my community, my friends, my family, my found family. That's just an example of like a third house, ninth house, Taurus Scorpio eclipse season. Okay, so you look at your chart, and if you're a client of mine, you should have your chart. If you do not, let me know, and we'll get it to you. So that by the time this new moon hits at 2:57 p.m., remember all the times I give you are Pacific Daylight Time, Standard Time now. So adjust for your time zones. But by the time this Sag moon hits, you have this new comfortability with yourself, and you are manifesting and setting intentions from this place of very intentional about what needs to change. Sagittarius is mutable fire energy. It is all about changing. It is about being honest with what you don't like and what you do like. Obviously, manifest more of what you do like. And now, what are you willing to change for the things that you don't like? And this is about being intentional. This is about taking your life by the BALLS and doing something about it. That's the point. That's the point of this time. That's the point of this Sagittarius new moon, being the lunar event that removes us from eclipse season and sets us on a new path with optimism, with positivity, with hope, with believing that even though I don't like my current circumstances, in whatever facet, I'm not going to just put this on one thing. Whatever you don't like, this new moon is perfect for saying, this is what I'm willing to change in order to make this happen. And you know why that Mercury-Venus conjunction at the top of the week is perfect? Because you're going to get realigned with your values. This is about a perspective shift. So you have to change your mindset and be honest about how you've gotten to this point. If you don't like it, or if you do like it, how did you get to this point? And now manifest more of that. Manifest from that space of, I've got myself this far, and now I'm only going to go further. And if you don't like it, you've got yourself this far and not liking it. So now what are you willing to change? And it might be this mindset. That's the gift of the Mercury-Venus conjunction in Sagittarius on Monday. Delivering the hard truth. This might be a little hard hitting, but you have to be honest with what is my part in this and what I don't like about my situation. Be honest. Don't lie to yourself. You're not talking to anybody but yourself. You're not comparing yourself to anybody but you. So if you don't like something, the first half of this week is to get honest about your part in it, how you participated in your current circumstances, and that's fine. There's no judgment. Don't judge yourself. Don't pit yourself against yourself. No looking in the mirror and saying you suck. That is not it. You're actually very worthy of everything that you want. But the first step to get out of the muck, to get out of the mud, before that new moon hits, is to be honest about your part in it. Okay? Whew. Yes. Whew. It's like I need a minute. You might need a minute to be like, oh my gosh. Okay. Understood. Okay, that's the first half of the week. Now the back half of the week, we actually get to speak on it. We get to speak on what we're grateful for and tell who we're grateful for. We get to say all these things out loud in a beautiful, beautiful connection. And it just so happens to be Thanksgiving Thursday and the day after. But, whether you're doing Thanksgiving or not, doesn't matter. There's energy there that actually suggests, say it out loud. Say, this is what I'm thankful for. Say, these are the goals I have for myself. These are the goals I have for our relationship. What about you? And my gosh, I'm so grateful for you. I love you. And we have done such a great job to this point, or however this conversation is. And then say, but this is how I want us to move forward. What do you think? How do you want to move forward? What are your goals for yourself as an individual? Now, what are our goals together as a couple? If that's, we got Venus. Venus and Mercury are so close to each other. So now it's just this I thought it, I said it, and now I share it. That this is all over this week. It's just I think it first. I go introspective first, then I actually put it out and I say it out loud. I share it with a friend, a family member, a partner. And so that's really the dance. So the first half of the week, this is why I'm saying we're going introspective. And the second half of the week, we actually start putting things out and we put things in motion. But we have to get clear within ourselves first. Now, in the middle, on the same day of the new moon, we have Jupiter stationing direct. Hallelujah. Our growth agent, our good luck charm, our source of abundance and opportunity and possibility is finally ending his retrograde, which began July 28th. Okay, so now we have to go evaluate some dates I'm going to give you from a growth perspective and how growth slowed down, how slowing down actually benefited the process of growth and expansion. But now it's move forward time. And now we're going to be entering a whole new phase with Jupiter. So he entered his Mercury, oh my God. He entered his retrograde shadow May 5th of this year through July 28th. So this was the beginning of a slowdown. This was the beginning of a 3-part story around growth, expansion, travel, optimism, positivity. Those are the themes in a nutshell, okay? So if you look from May 5th through July 28th, you go, okay, that was part 1 of my story. Then July 28th through November 23rd, that's the meat of the story. That's when growth and expansion, optimism, that's when those things could have slowed down, or that's when they could have felt like, wait a minute, I feel like I'm going backwards. Wait a minute, I feel like things were going really great, and then all of a sudden they feel like they're slowing down, they're getting away from me. And now, as of Wednesday, the 23rd, we enter the post-retrograde shadow, which is now the build-up, right? We're now, I like to call this phase the cosmic cleanup. But from a Jupiter perspective, from growth, from expansion, from travel, from all the things, all the good luck charm, your good fortune comes back, but it's in this phase of getting its gears up to par again from the 23rd of November till February 14th, 2023. Yeah, folks, we're in phases now and cycles now that are carrying us into the first half of next year. So this is from a Jupiter standpoint, right? So now we start picking up the pace again. We start getting our hope and optimism and positivity back. We start getting growth opportunities and possibilities. Not that eclipses didn't bring those opportunities too, but it was from a deeper space. It was from I can't even speak on, and I won't speak on, some of the experiences that clients have had and that I've had, and people close to me have had. There's been a lot of ecliptic events from October 9th through now. And so, and you have had them too, whether they're directly to you or around you. They've been happening, and the volatility is real. Sometimes it's all happening inside your mind. It's in your actual body, and that's like, okay, all right, we gotta, like, things should be calming down, but we have to take all that into consideration. So then here's the thing about what Jupiter is really. This is what I just really like about what Jupiter's got going on. So, longtime listeners, that this year Jupiter met up with Neptune and ended and began a new 12-year cycle. Something that started at the end of 2009, and it has now taken us to April this year and wrapped it up in a nice little pretty bow and said goodbye. Okay, anything along this past 12 years that is not serving your growth at this point in your life, they gotta go. These things need to go. Not happening. But then also, Jupiter's been dancing between Pisces and Aries this year, and currently at 28 degrees of Pisces when he stations. Well, that means come December 21st, Jupiter is going to re-enter Aries and really dominate 2023 from an Aries standpoint, from an Aries perspective. Well, guess what? Aries is the first zodiac sign. So you know what we're doing with Jupiter? Beginning a new 12-year cycle. That Pisces energy with Neptune in April really wrapped up this endings and forgiveness and closure. And just looking at self-sabotaging patterns and really like feeling them come through. Well, now when Jupiter re-enters Aries next month, it's all steam ahead. There's no time for emotional blocks. There's just no time. So now with Jupiter stationing direct, it is time between this week and December 21st. It's time to do your cleanup. If you've been holding a grudge, it's time to let it out. If you need to apologize to someone, it's time to let it out. If you need to ask for an apology, it's time to let it out. There's going to be no time, space, and energy, and it will hold you back. I'm saying it now so that you have plenty of time to just adjust to this energy. When Jupiter hits Aries, there's not going to be time to do it. And it'll be from a more irrational, fast-paced, aggressive way. Right now, with Jupiter moving forward in Pisces, wrapping up this 12-year energy, this is your time. This is your time to do it from a place of empathy and sympathy and love. And if an apology to someone that is, if forgiveness is needed and the conversation's not possible, then have a ceremony yourself. Have a ritual yourself. Hell, do it under the Sagittarius new moon. Clear the space. Get it out so that you don't have something holding you back as you move into a whole new 12-year cycle on the brink of a whole new calendar year. And next year's not going to be the year that you want to hold on to anything like that. I'm just going to tell you now. Okay? And let's see. And so now, last thing with Jupiter, and then we're going to move on to the moons. Jupiter gave you a preview of 2023 from May 11th through October 29th. He dipped into Aries, and he got real fast-paced. He got real aggressive and assertive and bold and fearless. So I want you to look back from May 11th to October 29th and say, how did I grow? What moved for me then? How did I take things into my own? How did I move? What did I move towards? How was I bold? How was I fearless? Or how did I let fear hold me back? And I'm telling you, you're not going to want to let fear hold you back when Jupiter hits Aries. Okay, I promise. All right, let's talk about the moons. Are we ready to talk about the moons? Can you breathe? Let's just breathe. Okay, You've done it. We're going to talk about the moons. Okay, Monday, November 21st, the moon is in Libra going void at 3:14 a.m. with a square to Pluto, so that's a separative, overcoming energy, some kind of action to get on the other side of something or some kind of like stress or friction within relationships. Remember, all the times I give you, Pacific Standard Time. The moon enters Scorpio at 9:16 a.m. It is in Scorpio all day Tuesday, the 22nd. Wednesday, the 23rd, goes void at 10:16 a.m. with a trine to Jupiter. That is emotional expansion, emotional growth. You see why I'm saying go introspective the first half of the week? It is so many growth opportunities there, especially within relationships, your financial landscape. It's just really great energy. And remember, I just want to say this. This podcast is telling you the energy that is available to you, okay? I can't prescribe everyone from this podcast because, I can't look at all of the listeners' charts. But I want to say, if you hear like a week last week that had so much beauty and optimism and hope and positivity, if you were humdrum last week, the idea of this podcast is to say, oh my gosh, I don't feel great. I don't like this, and I'm feeling down and out, or whatever it is. But when you know that all this growth and expansion and just good luck and fortune is in your grasp, it's in the sky, it is available to you, then I suggest that's how you use this podcast. I can't stress it enough. You use this podcast to know what is available to you so that you can be strategic about the decisions you make, especially when you don't feel like it, or especially when you feel down and you hear that it's such a positive week. Snap out of it. Oh, wait till I read you the profane affirmations this week. Okay, I just wanted to say that because I got a few messages last week that were like, I'm not really feeling it. Well, because you're not being intentional about it. All right, I'm done. My diatribe is done. Okay, Wednesday the 23rd, the moon enters Sagittarius at 12:16 p.m. It is in Sag all day Thursday the 24th, Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to anyone in the states that's celebrating. On Friday the 25th, the Sagittarius moon goes void at 11:22 a.m. with a square to Jupiter. So watch out for Uncle Johnny and Aunt Sue on Thanksgiving. A Sag moon going square to Jupiter, which is a square to itself, is definitely sharp with the tongue, definitely the first to share its opinions and thoughts and beliefs. So just keep that in mind. At 1:18 p.m. on Friday, the moon enters Capricorn. It is in Capricorn all day Saturday the 26th and goes void on Sunday at 12:11 p.m. with a sextile to Jupiter. Work and stability, boundaries and ambition all have a lucky juice there from Jupiter. The moon enters Aquarius Sunday at 2:07 p.m. and it goes void on Monday the 28th with a conjunction to Saturn. That can be either way. It could be a super downer or it can be all, cool. Got my groups and community in mind. I've got, how I'm going to expand and my hopes, my dreams. Or it can be like, ooh, slam dunk. My friends drive me crazy. My colleagues drive me crazy. Conjunctions with Saturn especially can go either way. Okay, let's see. As far as planetary action goes, you already know Mercury, Venus meet at the top of the week. The nodes are direct the only day this week on Monday. On Tuesday, the sun enters Sagittarius just after midnight, 12:20 a.m. This is a wave of optimism, light, truth serum for sure. So watch that tongue. Think before you speak. Ask before you assume. Opportunities, philosophy, travel, abundance. This is all in the cards now with the sun being in Sag, leaving fixed water Scorpio, jumping into mutable fire. We love that. We get this dose of warmth and optimism. I just can't wait. Sagittarius new moon on Wednesday the 23rd at 2:57 p.m. 1 degree and 38 minutes of Sagittarius. So I want you to find 1 degree in your chart, especially of any mutable signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces. If you have anything near or on 1 degree, that new moon is talking to it. Then on Wednesday, Jupiter stations direct at 3:02 p.m. We've already talked about it. Now, Thursday, Mercury trines Chiron at 10:46 p.m. What are you grateful for? Say it out loud. So the introspection from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I want you to start talking about it and sharing it on Thursday. And then Friday, Venus has her trine to Chiron. Who are you grateful for? Tell them, right? So you can say it out loud, put words to it on Thursday, share with family, friends, whatever. But now on Friday, that's a real, within relationships, friendships, family, that's when, just Thursday, Friday, what a wonderful day to share from the heart, from a space of understanding and love and sympathy, empathy. We all have wounds. This is Chiron energy, but Mercury and Venus are working wonderful with him. Then on Sunday, there is an adjustment between Mercury and Uranus, so you might have an unexpected change, an unexpected thing that you have to just readjust to. Now, are you ready for the self-care of the week / the profane affirmation? I hope so. This is my warning. Those of you that might listen with little ones around, if you don't want them to hear any kind of cuss words, this is the time to muffle their ears, get them out of the room, press pause, and come back because it's about to get real in here. Self-care of the week. Are you ready? Pleasure. Oh, what a yummy, delicious, sexy opportunity this is. The way to take care of yourself this week is to find and create pleasure. So I want you to tune into your senses, right? This is definitely an invitation for sexual pleasure, but it is also, it's about what does your nose want to smell? What do your ears want to hear? What does your skin want to feel? What does your tongue want to taste? Right? You see where I'm going? Pleasure does not just have to be a sexual experience, it needs to be a sensual experience. Tune in this week. Ask yourself each day, how can I pleasure myself? Do I feel worthy of pleasure? That's how you treat yourself this week. You allow yourself to explore, whether you're exploring your body, whether you're exploring self-care, a massage, a chiropractor appointment, intimate moment with a partner or with a loved one or with a friend. You see what I'm saying? So as you go introspective this week, as you're moving through that, allow yourself to experience pleasure, however pleasure shows up for you, whatever pleasure means to you. This is the week to just be decadent. Treat yourself. Yes. Okay? Woo, that's the self-care of the week. Now, profane affirmations of the week, there's two that jumped out. I always pay attention to when I shuffle a deck. If it's one or two, they're both messages. Card number 1, muffle those ears if you've got little ones. Card 1, you are abso-fucking-lutely capable of creating the life you can't stop dreaming about. Make a fucking roadmap to your dream life and work on that shit every single day. R.I.P. to your excuses. You are stronger than any of them. Woo! And last profane affirmation. Again, muffle those ears if you've got them around. Affirmation number 2. Look on the fucking bright side. Nobody ever ruined their eyesight by looking on the bright side. Not everything in life is fucking merry. But you can still choose to focus on the silver lining in any situation, no matter how fucking small it is. Be that bitch that sprinkles sunshine toppings on everywhere you go. That's the podcast for the week of November 21st to the 27th, folks. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. This is Graham Breitenstein, and you've been listening to This Week with Drunk Astrology. If you want to follow Drunk Astrology, head to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and hit that follow button. And if you want to learn how to put astrology in motion for you, head to drunkastro.com and get on the insider list. If you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast on Apple, Spotify, and Google platforms. Tune in next week for yet another opportunity to work in sync with the stars. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.